Hey guys, I said I'd do a video on removing components, basically component harvesting. I realise this isn't the best view. I haven't got a camera holder or a decent camera yet or any of that stuff. I've just sort of jerry-rigged my phone with clamps up to a breadboard, which is clamped up to a shelf. It looks hilarious, but hey, it's doing the job. So let's start. First, this is just going to be the most trivial, easiest board that nothing's going to come off of, but it'll still give you guys an idea of things to take into consideration when doing this stuff. So first we'll take the through-hole component off, which is this LED here. Take that like that. We'll take our soldering iron. Wet these joints up a little bit because they look a little bit dull. And there's the LED. What next? There's a little inductor there and a driver. So obviously those two capacitors and that inductor and driver would form some sort of switching regulator, I'm guessing. I want to take the driver and the inductor. I want to take that push button, the X tower, that's an oscillator. Might take these two 6-pin devices because I don't know what they are, but they could be some op amps or something useful for me. Might even take the CCD lens. Probably don't have a use for that one, but anyway. So now we'll grab the hot air. Now the crystal's there. You don't want to damage that, so conveniently it's over the buggered socket. So we'll take that first. We'll come in with the hot air and try and heat the component that's sort of around the component where the solder is. I dropped it. And we'll just place that off to the side there. What's on the other side of the board? I think we'll quickly take these two packages. They're small enough that I should be able to take them off quick enough that the heat won't go through and melt the switch, we hope. Couple of 6-pin devices. And yes, our switch is doing fine. So not that I need to, I've got plenty of them, but you know, if we did want to take these couple of transistors, likewise we would just heat up the area and off they come. Since the area is hot, we will take the inductor, the switch mode controller, the little ceramic capacitors. I don't need them either, but for demonstration purposes. There's another one over here. Now for the buttons, put the hot air back for a minute and we'll get the soldering iron back. Some fresh leaded solder. wet that joint, wet that joint, see if we can, oh, didn't think about that, see if we can simultaneously lift one half of the switch off the board a bit. Looks like we can. Blow on that to get it dry. See if we can do the same thing to the other side. Should have honestly added some solder, but hey, it's come up. So now it's holding it down. Looks like just the side I added the solder to. Yeah. So little switch. Alright, push button. Same for this one. Save myself some time and just quickly add some solder to all 4 joints. And then try this tool. No. Yeah. Lift one half. Try not to bend it up too much. And then just sort of wipe it off the board. And there we go. Another push button. Completely unharmed. Now we've got this device here. Components with multiple pin counts can be tricky to remove. That's where this guy comes in. So what we can do, again, because this is probably lead-free solder and it looks quite dull, so we can freshen it up with some leaded solder. Just flows and melts easier. And the heat will wick that in to the joints. That bridge doesn't matter, you'll see why in a minute. We'll put the iron away and we'll come in with the desoldering gun. Actually, we'll bring that up to about 400. Set it to 420. I got my hot air at 420 with an airflow of about 5.5. My soldering iron set at 350. Now, what we do is we wait until it melts and we suck the solder out. Now, I can already see that's actually not going all the way through. I'll try a couple more just to see. Okay, so one pin did go all the way through. Sometimes what you get is you get plated through holes and the solder wicks all the way through the hole, and it's a little bit hard without going through it twice to get your solder to flow all the way through and mix with the crappy solder that's in there, and it doesn't want to come out. Try that. Yeah, okay, that's not looking successful. So in this situation, let's make sure the device isn't getting too hot. No, it's not hot. what we can do is we can just flood this with solder and try and pop out one half at a time like that. And then same on the other side, flood it. Pop it out. And there you go. So that's just out of a computer mouse. It's nothing special. Like I said, half this stuff's just for example. I don't even need it. But yeah. Right, so now we'll move on to something with some more components on it that look like they're going to be of more use to me. So amazing how small this little inductor is. I don't know if you can just see the coil in that. Anyway. That's rubbish. Alright. With this board, we're going to focus on, we'll just take off these. Might desolder this interesting package and this MOSFET or whatever it is, and this Zener and this power resistor. We'll see how we go. I'll probably do most of this another day. I don't really need these components so much, I'm just doing it for this video. So anyway, it's always a good idea to, if you're trying to take chips, especially like semiconductors, transistors, chips, that sort of thing, if you already heated up one section of the board, keep taking sensitive components from that area first before you move to another area, because let's face it, you don't want to just keep heating up your components all day. They've already got hot being installed. There's the heat from the appliance running, and then you taking them out. I mean, these things are pretty resilient, but you still, you know, want to use your discretion. And once you get the hang of it, as you can see, it actually doesn't take too long at all. There's a couple of tantalum capacitors down in here at the surface mount I want to get. I don't know if you guys You'll be able to see. I hope my head hasn't been blocking the camera. Sorry if it has. Really need to get these electrolytics out the way, but I don't want to take them anyway, so I'll just take these. I'm not worried about the heat damaging the electrolytics because, like I said, I'm not going to take them. Normally I would not put hot air around the hide of electrolytics like that if I was going to take them, because hot air would just cook them. But these are... There could be some sort of diode. I'll have to measure them, look up their component markings. They're either a tantalum capacitor or a diode. Possibly are a diode. So now, well, fuse, that's an obvious one. Got some thermal compound on it, let's wipe that off. You know, yeah, there's another fuse here too. I'll take those fuse holders. That's actually something that I am sort of running low on. PCB mount fuse holders. How's it coming out on camera yet? So you can see I've got the helping hand there, just so I can hold the circuit board, and then I can come in with solder on one side and add some solder to these fuse holder pins, which are bent. I'm going to have to straighten them. I hate it when people do this. Alright, that should be good. I'll heat both and try and get this out. Yeah. There we go. Where'd that go? Oops, on the floor. One moment. Yeah, one fuse holder. Sometimes it's easier to straighten the pins first if you can actually get to them. Not completely, because you don't want to bend them to the point they crease and form a weak point where they'll snap. Just partially straighten them. And wherever my tweezers disappeared to. Oh, they're on my lap. It's quite late for me, guys. It's like, I don't know, what's the time? Oh, it's 1:26 AM. I'm in Australia, Sydney. It's well past my bedtime. I've just had so much to do today, and I really wanted to get this video done. So here I am. So that's a couple of fuse holders. There's still two more in here, but save those for another day. I'll take this power resistor, because this is standing off on legs long enough. I'm just going to heat the pins and add some solder. Try and float in there. And then just pull it out by hand. If you can work quick enough, you won't burn your hand. It's only if it takes too long. This power device says IC4. Who knows what it is? Could be a MOSFET, could be an IGBT, could be just a transistor, could be some sort of controller chip. It's only got 3 pins, so could be some sort of regulator. One can only know once I can get to the side of it where the numbers are. (17805) CP. I have to look that one up. I'd say that will come in useful. It'll be something special. This hybrid pack. This is going to be an interesting one. I might come back to this in another video because I'm going to have to fit a smaller nozzle to my desoldering gun to flow solder into these holes and effectively suck it out. Give it a quick try by hand. You've just got to be really careful with these guys because they are very brittle. It's literally like, I forget what it is, I think it's just like a ceramic wafer. It's very thin and then it's got like just some sort of conformal coating over it, which, trust me, doesn't exactly add strength to it. It doesn't seem to want to budge. So this is actually stuck in this. This is just totally the wrong pin pitch for these holes anyway. This is jammed. Wow. Still got it out. I get everything out. I just don't like the amount of time I spent with heat on that. And yeah, there is a number on the back of it, so we can possibly identify what this part is as well. It's broken. All these pins have been snapped. Oh, it kind of appears like it disconnects at the front. Doesn't matter anyway because I'd never use a component once it's damaged like that. So that can go in the bin. Try not to damage our little components. This control chip. Yeah, that's the control chip. Looks like I could get that with the desoldering gun. I'll give it a go. going to come out. It's that one pin for some reason. The solder is not floating there very well. It's not really joined to the other solder. Yeah. I just been. Right now, it's not the best, but I reckon that'll still pop out. I can find my tweezers on the floor. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to be patient. Sorry, that's not keep cracking, it's just my tweezers. Just, what do you call it? Making sounds against the package and the circuit board. There's actually one or two pins stuck in on the other side. Just, what is it, 3 pins. I'll just flood it with solder and see if it drops out. It ain't gonna drop out, so I'll pull it out my hand. Sorry for the bad view. This one's just a little bit awkward. So usually I'm not set up trying to do this for a camera that's above my head. Come on. Oh. I got it, and I snapped half of one of the pins off. Still plenty of pin there, you could quite easily solder a pin to it. No, it's not ideal. Like I said, I need to change the tip on my desoldering gun to a smaller pitch. I actually snapped half a pin off this side too. I need to change it to a smaller pitch so I can effectively suck the solder out of all the holes. And yeah. There's another oscillator here. 3 pins. They're not straight, so what I'll do is I'll straighten them up. I'll grab it. First I'll flood it with solder. I'll grab the component and I'll just refit out. There it is. Just for shits and gigs, I'll take this LED out quickly. Oops. I bent that leg, but normally you don't really need that much leg on an LED anyway. Oh yeah, there's another little power device of some sort there. Going with bent pins to make it harder for you to service it or take it out. That's that. So 17818 CP, 17805 CP. So it's similar to that device. Probably just a linear regulator or maybe some sort of high power LDO regulator. Who knows? Could just be some transistor. Anyway, I'll leave that for another day. We'll just, because I said earlier on in another video that I was going to take these parts off of this board and some resistors too, but whatever, we'll do that quickly and then I'll end the video. Start off with this chip here. Yeah, this is really not good. I've used really crappy solder. It takes a real long time to heat it up. So with these power pack devices, what you want to do is you want to heat up this tab first, because that goes to the biggest area, and then start heating around it. Come back to the tab. Once it looks like that starts to melt, start going for the front two pins and then sort of just remove your component. Honestly, it doesn't normally take this long. This is a really crap board and really crap solder. Could make some of it quicker by reflowing lead solder into it, but at the same time, these devices, as you can see, they've got a massive soldered area underneath it, so it's kind of hard to flow into that. So it's not going to be too much help. See, this area here is so big, the copper area and the solder around it, it's going to take so long to soak up all this heat before it melts. So we're going to want to sort of heat the whole hat looking shape around it, including the tab. And we'll start on the legs, go around a few times. There we go. And there's a whole bunch of 2 kilo ohm resistors here all in a row. Yeah, if they don't pop up in a second, you know the solder's crap. There's no point me even taking them anyway. What I can do on this board, seeing as it's all turned on, let's see if we can get this big transformer up. You see how the desoldering tool's working a lot better with the bigger pins and the bigger nozzle. That's what I was saying. I'll put a small nozzle in it, and we'll take out some smaller components in another video. That's one side out. Alright, well we're finished with the hot air and the soldering iron and the desoldering tool. So we want this transformer. And look at that. It had ginormous pins on it that we could have just cut anyway. Oh, well, at least you guys get a nice demonstration of how the desoldering tool works. It works amazing. Let me tell you, like I said, I've got to put a small nozzle in it. You guys will be stunned what it can do. Like I said in the other video, a lot of this cheap equipment's actually not so bad if you know what to do to modify it, and it will literally only cost a couple of dollars of modifications to turn it into as good as a hacker unit, for example. Anyway, that's a little component harvest. I realised some of these slot 223s and whatever these devices are called are already here, but as you saw, everything else we've removed out of boards. Still so much more stuff in my board stock pile to go through. I'm just not going to obviously do it tonight. I just wanted to make that video showing basically SMD component harvesting, but a little bit of through-hole stuff too, just because it was there. I thought I might as well do it. Yeah, I'm gonna put this stuff away, not tonight, tomorrow, and I'll make an update video on this power supply, start taking some measurements on the negative voltage buffer and see what's going on with the gain and losses and stuff like that, and see if we can get the accuracy right, or if we need to use a different circuit like a split supply or a biasing network on the op amp, or maybe a different op amp. So we'll have a look at all that tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. Have a good night if you're in Australia, otherwise have a good day or afternoon or whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. Peace.